How's it going, everyone? Coming up on a new week, and that means a new batch of PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 game releases for sure. Definitely an uncharacteristic quiet week in the fall season. However, we are sandwiched between two major gaming release weeks, so bear that in mind, but still some pretty exciting stuff and interesting stuff to take a look at. Definitely the calm before the storm here, as we have a bit of a week that is quiet after a week that was just packed with COD, MW2, and Star Ocean and a couple of other titles. Next week, it's gonna be insanity as well. This week, definitely some interesting titles, but lower key games as well. But that gives you an opportunity to add some of these titles to your wish list, maybe even pick them up and see if you enjoy some of these lower key games. We do have one free upgrade and a couple of other notable games, at least notable to me, maybe not in the grand scheme of things. They'll do millions upon millions of numbers in sales, but I still am pretty excited for a couple of these games. So let's get right into it. Let's start off with the free upgrade, and that is Endling Extinction is Forever. This is a super artistic game that released on PlayStation 4, PC, and a couple other platforms a few months ago. The game notes, as the last mother fox on Earth, your cub needs all your care to survive in a merciless world that slowly destroys itself. You have to help them, teach them, and save them, and you should never forget that extinction is, in fact, forever. Now, this is a game that received a 75 on Metacritic, a very positive reception on Steam, only 320 reviews, but 95% positive on those reviews. Gorgeous, gorgeous art style. That is exactly the thing that stood out to me right out the gate. It was noted to be a shorter game, so that is something you have to bear in mind when you are, dropping $29.99 on the game. And, you're not getting a completely content-filled experience, but the game notes, experience a world ravaged by mankind through the eyes of the last fox on Earth. In this eco-conscious adventure, discover the destructive force of the human race. Like it, day after day corrupts, pollutes, and exploits the most precious and valuable resources of natural environment. Explore various 3D side-scrolling areas and defend your tiny furballs. Feed them, watch them grow up, notice their unique personalities and fears, and most importantly, help them to survive. Use the cover of night to stealthily guide your litter towards a safer place. Spend the day resting in an improvised shelter and plan your next movement carefully, since it could be the last for you and your pups. Explore devastated environments based on real current issues. Hunt other animals to feed your cubs and avoid becoming prey. Put your survival instinct to the test and get involved in emotionally taxing decisions. Find new shelters to be safe from natural and unnatural threats. Care for your kids, feed them, and teach them new skills to make them less vulnerable. And of course, more important than anything else, you do have to survive. The game is going to see a upgraded resolution at 4K resolution at 60 frames per second, and on PlayStation 5 you will be getting DualSense features included as well. The upgrade will be free for those of you that already own the game, and it is scheduled for a release on November 3rd. Next up, here's a game that when it was revealed got quite a bit of buzz if you are a fan of darker Metroidvania titles, and that is the game coming from Old Moon and published by Humble Games. Humble Games been publishing some bangers. We have Ghostsong. The game notes, on the desolate moon of Lorien, a long dormant, a dead suit awakens from slumber. Journey beneath the surface on an atmospheric 2D adventure of self-discovery, ancient mysteries, and cosmic terror. Explore winding caverns and acquire new abilities to unearth this alien world's long-buried secrets. It's got a very slick art style as well, definitely a darker ambiance going out for it. Strike out beneath the surface in search of answers in Ghostsong, an atmospheric 2D adventure of self-discovery, ancient mysteries, and cosmic terror. Explore winding caverns lit only by bioluminescent flora, battle strange and powerful creatures, and acquire new abilities to help you unearth this alien world's long-buried secret. Descend deep into the darkness, only then will you learn or remember the truth. Explore the twisting alien tunnels and long-abandoned labs of an expansive, beautifully illustrated Metroidvania-inspired 2D world filled with secret chambers and a haunting history. And of course, throughout the game, like any other Metroidvania, you'll be powering up and progressing with different weapons and game-changing new abilities in the depths, unlocking access to a new strata of the moon and optional hidden areas, and face challenging foes throughout as well. Pretty bloody game on top of that, so maybe not for the faint of heart. Nonetheless, Ghostsong will be hitting PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 on November the 3rd. Next up, super excited for this, and I think the people that have played this game in the past are going to be excited for this as well. Shatter Remastered Deluxe Edition. If you never played Shatter back in the day, it is a very, very enjoyable, I guess you could call it shoot 'em up, physics-based action title. I don't even know what to call it, but it's a lot of fun. Relive the award-winning classic that redefined the brick-breaking genre. Shatter runs in stunning 4K resolution, running at 120 frames per second with a modernized UI and multiple visual improvements. Re-experience the highly acclaimed original soundtrack, remixed and remastered in 5.1 surround sound. That reminds me, the soundtrack in this game was something something that wasn't like a blow-away, and I didn't have a lot of tracks that really stuck with me, but it was definitely having a nice beat throughout the game that really complemented the gameplay, which with a game like this, that's exactly what you want. Travel through 10 distinct worlds and battle 9 unique bosses packed with amazing physics effects, power-ups, and special attacks. Take control of the playing field with the innovative suck and blow mechanic, altering the game to your benefit and changing up ultimate ability Shardstorm. Again, you have a vibrant 3D style across 10 distinct worlds, 71 levels, 9 incredible bosses. You've got 5 different game modes. Story, explore the full Shatter Remastered Deluxe experience across those levels. Endless, stay alive as long as possible. Boss Rush, take on all 9 bosses back-to-back in the ultimate challenge. Time Attack, and then you've got couch cooperative play as well. Global leaderboards will be included to add a bit of replayability. Shatter Remastered Deluxe drops November 2nd. Next up, we have the action-adventure horror title, The Chant. This has been getting a little bit of buzz as well. Seems like horror games are really in the news these days and, you know, generate quite a bit of anticipation. A single-player, third-person horror action-adventure game set on a remote spiritual island retreat. To survive, you must craft, fight, and escape the psychedelic horrors set loose when a spiritual ritual goes wrong and awakens a dimension of cosmic terror. The visuals aren't anything I would say that are blow-away, but it does have a darker ambiance going on for it, which I think for a horror title, atmosphere is the most important element. The game notes fight or flight. You must choose your fights and battle for survival with spiritual weapons and abilities, collect craft, and manage your resources to take your chances in close combat or succumb to panic and flee. Mind, body, spirits, balance is everything. Steel your mind against horror and panic, protect your body against physical threats, and elevate your spirit to meditate and access supernatural abilities. A modern psychedelic horror, The Chant will be dropping on November 3rd. Next up, we have the Entropy Center. This is another one. When I initially saw it, definitely stuck out to me. Got some vibes of like a Portal. Think in reverse, outsmart the impossible, a mind-bending first-person adventure where you solve ingenious and complex puzzles by rewinding objects through time. Game's got a very unique gameplay style for a puzzle game. Again, a mind-bending puzzle adventure. Manipulate time to your will and solve ingeniously challenging puzzle rooms, each one taking you closer to the heart of a colossal space station in orbit of the Earth. An Extinction level event has set the world ablaze. You appear to be the last remaining person alive. Mankind's only hope lies at the core of the Entropy Center, and meet Astra, the Entropy Center's most advanced technical marvel. Astra is an AI-powered device that can scan an object's space-time chronology and move it through the past. Powers include rebuilding collapsing pillars to reheating cups of tea. She's pretty chill all around. Visually, it's got a nice style to it. Entropy Center will be dropping on November the 3rd. And lastly, we have Missile Command Recharge. This is very much a retro experience. Missile Command Recharge is a reimagining of the beloved classic with fast-paced arcade action where players must defend their base by blasting an endless barrage of missiles hailing from the sky, launch counter missiles to protect your base, and target power-ups to gain an edge at critical moments. Missile Command Recharge will appeal to those that fondly remember playing the original or its many iterations. Missile Command Recharge is scheduled for release on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 on November 1st. And that is going to do it for me. Again, for sure, this is a more quiet week than we had been expecting throughout the fall, or we had been getting throughout the fall. But again, we're sandwiched between 2 major weeks with COD coming out last week. Yeah, had Star Ocean as well next week, of course. The heavy hitter of the year, quite possibly, God of War Ragnarok. You also have Sonic Frontiers. When Sonic Frontiers, a big-budget Sonic game like that, is really becoming a secondary title, that tells you how much anticipation there is for God of War. A couple of other games to round up the lineup next week that we will cover very soon. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.